So here's what I'm going to recommend for you and I as mom and pop real estate investors. What is the one thing they probably do know about you? And that is your name. That's what they're going to remember the easiest. So wherever possible, have yourname.com be the main focus of your URL.
There are millions of real estate investors out there, and most are stuck with just a couple of properties. They want financial freedom, but their small portfolio ends up costing them more in time, effort, and money than it's worth. Getting out of the rat race seems harder than ever. This show will help you do more deals, better deals, and bigger deals. Finally, you'll be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. How? By attracting and leveraging private money partners and their capital. Now get ready to raise more money, because here's your host, Dave Dubeau.
Well, hey there, it's Dave Dubeau with episode number 2 of the How to Raise Capital 101 show for real estate investors. And this second episode is also part 2 of our 9-part mini course on what I call the Money Partner Formula. In the last episode, episode number 1, we dialed in on your target group of ideal investors. Who are the right people to get started with? Who are the safest, easiest, fastest people to raise capital from when you're just getting started? So if you didn't listen to that one, make sure you go back and check that one out, because today we're going to go into the second part of our foundational phase of this whole process. And this is all about creating what I call your very own capital communications hub. This is your online marketing hub where you're going to be communicating with your prospective investors. And again, this is part of our foundational phase of the Money Partner Formula. This is the second step of that, your investor marketing hub. That's what this is all about. So a lot of capital raisers out there are frustrated because they're trying to juggle too many things, keep too many balls in the air all at the same time. You know, they're trying to manage their portfolio. Most of them are working a full-time job. They've got families, they got kids, they got stuff on the go, and trying to keep all this capital raising stuff going at the same time just seems like a huge, overwhelming task. So here's the good news. When you got a really good investor-focused website, which is exactly what I'm talking about here, it's a website, you can create your very own marketing hub. So let's talk a little bit about the different pieces that are involved in having a really good website. So first thing is, you need to have a website that is 100% dedicated to communicating with your prospective investors. You can't just expect to have, a website that one tab just says investors on it and the rest of the website's all about whatever it is that you're doing as your primary real estate investing strategy. So for example, back in the day when I was doing lease options or rent to own deals, I had a website that was completely focused on rent to own. So that was really, outward facing for my prospective tenant buyers. And I had a completely different website that was focused on my investors, because two different things. Even though I was investing in rent to own, I wanted one website that really focused on attracting my ideal tenant buyers, and another website which is completely focused on communicating with my investors. And I highly recommend that you do the same. So what do you need to have? What are the pieces of the puzzle that you need to have for a really good investor-focused website? Well, you want to make sure that you've got lots of videos on your website. A website with videos on it gets 4 times more interaction than the same information just in text. So lots of videos on your website. You want a reason for people to opt into your website. So don't just say, sign up for my newsletter. Nobody wants to sign up for your newsletter. You have to have an enticing reason that people want to give you their name and their contact information. So that's an opt-in form there, you need a really good lead generation magnet for that. Other things you want to have on your website, you want to have all of your marketing on your website. So you want to have a place where you can put up your video logs, your electronic newsletters, your blog posts, because your website's going to be a place where you're going to encourage people to go there to consume your content. The goal of the website is for you to control the conversation. So a really good website is going to do so many different things. It's going to help you be seen more as a professional. It's going to be a great place for people to go do their due diligence on you versus just finding out stuff about you on Google or Facebook or what have you, right? So you've got a place where you can direct people and they can consume your content and they can get curious, they can get interested, and they can book a call. Another thing that you want to have on your website is your online calendar, so people can easily book a call. Click here, pick the day and the time that makes most sense, and then they can book an appointment with you. All right, so that's Those are some of the big main pieces of a really good investor-focused website. And again, when we're working with clients, we actually create these websites for our clients. Everything comes from your website. Everything brings people back to your website to consume that information. Now, one of the questions that quite often comes up is people say, well, Dave, what should I call my website? What should the www.whatever.com be? What should the URL be for my website? So let me tell you guys a little story. Back in the day, when I first started raising capital, I thought that I wanted to have a very fancy sounding website. So I came up with the name, the investmentalliance.com, investmentalliance.com. Ooh, that sounds really cool. That sounds impressive. But here's what I realized. Here's what I learned. Nobody gives a crap about the investmentalliance.com. Nobody's going to remember that except for me. You know, I'm not Coca-Cola where I've got some big brand and all that kind of stuff. So here's what I'm going to recommend for you and I as mom and pop real estate investors, and focusing on this target group of people that I suggest, which are, you know, people in your network already. What is the one thing they probably do know about you? And that is your name. That's what they're going to remember the easiest. So wherever possible, have yourname.com be the main focus of your URL. Okay, so that's a big tip there. Yourname.com is much more effective. All right, so I want to share with you guys a quick little case study. One of our clients that we worked with, this is Leah and Leffrey. And these guys, when they first started working with us, they'd done a couple of little pre-construction condo deals. They'd never raised any capital before. And like most people, you know, they self-financed their first few deals, ran out of the cash, ran out of credit. Now they're looking at how can we get access to OPM, other people's money? How can we find private money lenders? How can we find our own investors? So we started working with them. And one of the things that we did with them that worked really well was create their own investor-focused website. And this did a fantastic job for them for getting the curiosity going with their prospective investors, getting people almost biting at the bit to invest with them. So let's have a little listen to this, and you can hear how well the website worked for them.
We have a great news.
What's that?
Partner.
We have another new joint venture partner.
My goodness, you guys are just going great guns. Congratulations. Tell me about this. Tell me the story. What happened?
So he went into the website and he was like, oh, your website's so nice. And he actually read through most of it and looked at the videos. And we had a phone call yesterday. He called me and then he was like vetting himself to be a joint venture partner. I didn't even have to tell him a lot.
We don't have to.
Oh, that's
Even,
wonderful.
We don't have to convince
yeah,
him.
he was like telling me all the information. I didn't even ask him yet. Yeah.
So the website really kind of worked nicely to pre-educate, pre-motivate, pre-qualify, and get the guy predisposed to invest with you.
Yeah. He was even telling me his plans, like, I'm gonna get the pre-approval this month. I'll let you know. I do have 150 to 200,000 as a down payment. I can be a joint venture partner.
Wow! Congratulations, you guys. That's
Thank
wonderful
you.
news.
We have a great news.
What's that?
We have
Partner.
another new.
I love that example of Leah and Leffrey and how well the website's working for them, not just to communicate with their investors, but to create that curiosity, getting people coming to them already pre-educated about what they're up to, excited about it, booking those calls. That's what it's all about. All right. So I want to make sure that you leave each one of these episodes. And again, we're going to be doing 9 of these episodes. The first 9 episodes of the podcast are going to be this mini course. So this is episode number 2. I want to make sure that you leave each one with a tangible to-do item so that you can get started with. So today's to-do is for you to go online. You can go somewhere like GoDaddy.com and see if yourname.com is available. All right. If you're in Canada, .ca is okay, but I highly recommend wherever possible, .com is best. Now, if your name is Joe Smith, chances are joesmith.com is long gone. Or if your name is very, very difficult for most people to spell or remember or pronounce or something like that, if it's a challenging name, then you might want to use a nickname that you go by with your friends and your family members. You want to use a twist on your name. So if your name is Joe Smith, .com is going to be gone, but maybe it's something like smithproperties.com, something along those lines, right? So smithinvestments.com, something along those lines. Does that make sense? So find the website that makes the most sense for you in integrating your name and buy it. You always want to control your name online as much as possible. All right, so that's it for this episode number 2, which is all about creating that online marketing hub. So this is the second part of our foundational phase of the Money Partner Formula. What's coming up next? Well, on episode number 3, we're going to dive in to how to create a $1 million investor presentation. Now, this is really important because this is where the rubber hits the road. When you create that curiosity, when you get people coming to you, booking meetings with you on your calendar, the next thing you need to do is meet with them and show them what you're up to with real estate investing. So there's some really big mistakes a lot of people make when they first get started with trying to create this or trying to do some sort of a presentation. We're going to show you how to avoid all those mistakes and create a really good presentation that's going to entice people. It's going to show them what you're up to, and it's going to do the heavy lifting for you to get them enrolled as investors. So that's coming up on the next episode, and I'll see you there.
This episode is brought to you by MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Our Money Partner Formula service allows you to raise all the private capital you need to do all the deals you want while we handle the hard stuff. We offer reliable and affordable done-for-you marketing services that get you investor meetings booked without all the work. So go ahead and check out the website right now, and then feel free to schedule a call with me, and let's take your portfolio to the next level. Again, that's MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Watch investor meetings pop up in your calendar. We handle the rest.